Okay, we are 3 minutes into the hour. Yep. Hi, everyone. So we can start and then people will join us as we continue. So we'll quickly start with introductions. Again, I want to thank you all for taking your time to join this call. And we are here because we want to learn about Dream Big Conference, what is DBC all about, and what to expect in terms of the sessions that are going to take place during DBC and any other activities that are planned during the DBC in August. So we'll quickly do a round of introduction. I'll start with myself and then hand over to my fellow coordinators. My name is Joyce Shikuku. I'm from Kenya and I'm the East Africa Regional Coordinator. And I am an alumnus, WMI alumnus, and I'll hand it over to Mala, then Isaac, then Phoebe.
Hello everyone, my name is Mala Dipapadhyay and I'm from Nepal and I'm a regional coordinator for Asia and Oceania.
Hi everyone, my name is Isaac Yabwa from Ghana, the West Africa Regional Coordinator, also a proud alumnus of the World's Mountains Initiative. I'll pass it on to Phoebe.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I don't know if everyone is. My name is Phoebe Mson. I'm for Central and Southern Africa, and I'm also an alumnus for WMI. Thank you. Back to you, Joyce.
Thank you so much, my fellow coordinators. And just to encourage the attendees, please we want to be at an interactive session. So please make use of the chat section. Just ask any questions you want to ask, comment on people's chats. If somebody sends in a chat and you feel like you want to respond, go ahead and respond because we want to make it as interactive as possible. And also, as we go on, I'll be happy to know who is attending, where they're attending from, what are they studying, which university are they studying in, and what expectations they have for this specific call. So we'll discuss about several things during this call. So we'll talk about the different aspects of what will be happening during DBC, just to keep you in the know. When you come to Kenya in August, you know this is what is happening and this is what is expected of me, for instance. So we'll talk about the different sections. We'll talk about the workshops. We'll talk about the involvement of the Medical Scholar Board. We'll talk about the different scholar panels that will be happening during the DBC. We'll also talk about networking events and also advancing women economic power programs, which supports women entrepreneurs. And Phoebe will take us through that. We'll also talk about fellowships and the cultural nights, the amazing cultural nights where we learn about different cultures and also get to interact and network with each other. We'll talk about the women in white coats. We are aware we have so many medical students within the alumni team, no, within the scholar group, and just to talk about what we engage, specifically the women who are taking medical courses, and then we'll also talk about community service, and then fun activities such as yoga, working out, and how we engage with an alumni team, and then the structures of communication within DBC. So I'll hand over to my first speaker, who is Isaac, and he'll talk about workshops and Medical Scholar Board. Isaac, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Joyce, for that insightful introduction. And once again, welcome all of you to today's session. It's really awesome to meet you, and it will be more awesome to meet you in Kenya, Nairobi in August, very, very soon. So today's session promises to be exciting once more. Like Phoebe rightly said, just for us to interact, to know what we are even going to do in Kenya somewhere in August. So I'll briefly talk about the workshop, and frankly speaking, the workshop forms the bulk of activities during the Dream Big conference. In that, right from the first day, that is going to be the day of arrival, where you get to be checked in into your room, get to familiarize yourself with the other attendees from your country, from other countries, from scholars you've met online, from scholars you meet in person in your country. We are going to have a series of the workshops, and like I rightly said earlier, that is going to be the bulk of the whole program. It's supposed to be very, very interactive sessions. So the workshops are planned sessions with assigned topics which are very, very scholar focused or scholar tailored. These are topics which we have crafted as an organization, which we know will benefit all scholars. So talk about time management, talk about financial management, talk about mental health topics. Every topic we believe when we have for our scholars will be very, very impactful. And we've invited speakers who are also graduate scholars and some who are also in the world of work from diverse pool of professions coming to speak to us on these well crafted and planned sessions. Our speakers are from both internal and external, in that some of the speakers are the BMI scholars, which you might probably have known or know. We also have external speakers, some from Nairobi, some from Ghana, some from the other countries. And these are people who are very endowed, they have vast knowledge regarding their field of work or their professional experience. These people are coming to talk to us about the various topics, like I mentioned earlier, mental health, time management, financial planning, and whatsoever. Every morning till, let's say, somewhere 2 or 3, this is the time we are going to hold these sessions. Scholars will be given the opportunity to sign up for whichever session that you want. So if you are interested in time management, you can sign up for and partake in that particular session during the preparatory phase. I believe most of us saw it in the Google form we sent around. So whilst you are filling the form, you'll be asked which particular session are you interested in. Is it about community-based organization building, starting your own startup or entrepreneurial venture? Are you interested in a session on financial management, time management, and whatsoever? So as a scholar, you have that opportunity to select whichever session that you want to. So when we get there, you are going to be handed over a schedule, and per day you would know which particular session you are attending based on the one you selected when we're doing the registration. So if you take, let's say, mental health session on your schedule, you are going to see the date you are supposed to have that particular session, the time that session is being held, and even the venue. So don't get worried about all the sessions you take during the registration process. You are going to be given a schedule per day, which you are going to get to know the venue, the time, the day, the place where these sessions will be held at. So don't be worried. Once we get Nairobi, you are going to be given this particular session schedule. It promises to be very, very exciting in 2023 in Nairobi. It was an awesome session. I personally partook in the community-based organization session. I learned a lot even as a panelist. And I believe most, in fact, all the attendees that attended that particular session had a lot of take-home messages. Then we move on to the medical scholar breakfast. We all know that in the World's Mountains Initiative, a lot of our scholars belong to the medical community. So we thought it wise to have a breakfast session where you get to meet scholars from the diverse field of medicine, some from nursing, midwifery, occupational health, dietetics, physiotherapy. Every scholar within the medical community would meet one morning. They will interact amongst themselves. The purpose of this breakfast session is to enhance networking, one, communication amongst ourselves, partnership amongst ourselves. Who knows? I may be engaged or partaking in a research which you would be interested in. Through that, we can form a partnership. You can collect data from your country. I can also collect data from my country. Then we do a joint research. Who knows where that particular publication would lead us? So the essence of this breakfast is to engage, to network, and even to communicate amongst ourselves. This particular breakfast session is designed for all scholars within the health fraternity. Sorry, my light just went off. Just 1 second.
I thought
Okay.
maybe the gods of Ghana have just visited you.
Welcome to Africa.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I had a standby lamp, which I foresaw I'm likely to get power outage, so I had a lamp. I'm in standby. Sorry about that brief interaction, but this is where we find ourselves, where in fact Africa power is not that reliable. But that
That is
notwithstanding,
how you
let's make progress.
that is
Let's
how
make
you can tell you're an
progress.
African without saying you're an African.
Absolutely. So yes, this breakfast session is supposed to provide an in-person connection among the Medical Scholar Board members, which, like I stated earlier, form most of the scholar community. Networking, communication, and interaction. That is basically the essence of this Medical Scholar breakfast. So I'll quickly move on to the scholar panel session, which Phoebe will do justice to that. Over to you, Phoebe.
Thank you, Dr. Isaac. I was laughing and smiling because that would be in Zambia as well. You're talking and boom, the power would go. So let's go through the scholar panels. I hope that you can hear me okay. So apart from the workshops, the scholar panels are meant to discuss various. So with the workshops, as much as they're interactive, they are almost like in a lecture form where we are learning from one person. But with scholar panels, these are also very internal, and we select from both scholars, student scholars, and alumni to come and present certain topics. So in the past, we've had panels that with topics under the how to run successful NGOs or CBOs. As we know, if you're part of WMI, you are encouraged to be a community leader. And one of the ways is to either start up an NGO, a CBO, or a business. So those panels, we just highlight people from our community who've done a great job in running these enterprises, whether they are for profit or non-profit. So for this year, we haven't unveiled the topics yet, but we will by not next, maybe end of next week or end of the other week, as soon as everyone finishes with their stipend and confirming their travel and their participation, we will be sending out an email to request. So there's no discrimination. We'll send it to all the confirmed attendees. Then you can choose whichever topic you think you're an expert in or you have knowledge in to come and teach us. So the main objectives of the scholar panels are just for us to learn from one another. We believe in peer learning because we are a body of over 800 scholars. So there's a lot of expertise amongst us. So we want to learn from one another. So those are the scholar panels. So do look out for emails. I know you're receiving a lot of emails on DBC, but do look out for emails for signing up for such things, whether it's scholar panels or workshops, as has been mentioned previously. I will move on to the networking events. So we know that DBC is about learning, but it's also about connection. So how we intentionally connect is through networking. So throughout DBC, my experience I've attended all DBCs, but my experience has been that you get the most out of DBC if you are intentional about connecting with other scholars. Don't just stick to your fellow countrymen and women. I encourage you to network, have a plan of your very own personal expectation of what you want to learn, what you want to get out of DBC, so that the networking events are helpful for you. So at DBC, we'll have both curated. By curated, I mean those are intentionally set in place where we expect you to participate. But then also the uncurated one, the ones that are just freestyle. We are terming them freestyle because this is something that you reading about, who's been highlighted, who you've talked to via other WMI channels. Please reach out to that scholar if they're attending. Talk to them, but even talk to new people. I think sometimes we put ourselves in a box where we think we can only talk to people that we are in the same fields with. You don't know what you learn. If you're a medical scholar, you don't know what you learn from someone who's doing agriculture or who's doing social sciences. So be as open as possible. You never know where collaboration comes out, where learning comes in. What's next? I don't know if I'm the one who's presenting the next part. Yes, I will. The other session that we'll have at WMI DBC is the AWEP, so the Advancing Women's Economic Power. If you are in our various WhatsApp groups, you've seen me post about this. We have monthly sessions. So this program was created in 2025 to create a space for women scholars in WMI. The reason for that was that when we receive, whether we're receiving scholarship applications or receiving CDG applications, we would find that the majority of people who are applying were the male scholars. So we wanted to encourage our female scholars to participate, not just in MSB or in GAB or in whatever, but to also be intentional about creating that space for them. So this program supports all the female scholars. So whether you are running a business, you just have an idea, but as long as you're a WMI female scholar, this program is for you, whether you're a luminous or you are a student scholar. So the main thing that we do at AWEP is we have the monthly community of practice sessions. So those are the ones that I post about every third Saturday of the month, where we have both internal and external speakers come to speak to us on certain topics. We also encourage AWEP members to just apply for the CDG as well. And also if they have questions, they are encouraged to also have one-on-one coaching with Bonnie Mark, who is our community grants manager. So with the DBC, since we have this online, the community of practice online, we'll have this in person, and we'll have an external presenter come to talk to us. So if you've never attended AWEP since it started last year, January, and you haven't attended any, we're encouraging you to attend this month, next month, and then an in-person one at DBC as well. And then I will move on to the fellowship cultural nights. So they are usually called fellowship entertainment nights, but this time around we changed them because of how we will implement them. So in the previous years with fellowship nights, DBC had given opportunities to fellowships to come and showcase their culture through entertainment in previous DBCs, and the structure was that the countries with the most attendees will be given opportunity, but then the priority will also be given to the host nation. So this time around, since we've just been hosted in 2 countries, and then usually the biggest number of scholars would come from Rwanda, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and Nigeria. So sometimes would have the same countries presenting. So we thought, how can we ensure that other countries are also showcasing their cultures? But we only have 4 nights and a few minutes to present that. So we came up with an idea of doing it in regions this year. So more information will be shared as the weeks of planning go on, but we'll most likely be communicating through fellowship leaders. So if you don't have a fellowship in your country, the RCs will ensure that you are participating. So you can reach out to me as the weeks go on. If you don't know what is happening, then I can assign you to either a fellowship leader who's spearheading that particular region, or an RC who can also just point you in the right direction. So we urge you to participate fully and showcase your culture. But the general idea is that we want to do it in the regions. I think I am done on this. Am I the next person? Okay. I will invite Joyce, our host, to come and present Women in White Coats and Community Service. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Phoebe and Isaac, for that wonderful presentation. So, as you've noticed throughout the presentation, we've been talking about medical scholars. As we all know, we have a good chunk or a good percentage of all the scholars and alumni being medical students. So, WMI decided to come up with a forum where medical students, regardless of whether you're a doctor, nurse, clinical officer, whatever, as long as you're in the medical field and you are a female, we wanted to come up with something that is going to empower young girls within WMI to connect with each other and provide mentorship and professional guidance from the scholars who have medical experience and professionals. So this Women in White Coats is an initiative that was brought together by a long-serving medical board member, not a medical board member. I mean, it was formed by a long-serving board member, Dr. Mary Clark. And the main idea is just to bring female scholars within the WMI network for mentorship, professional development, networking, and leadership growth. And some of the key aims of starting this project or this initiative was to just connect women pursuing careers in medicine, provide mentorship and professional guidance, and from experienced medical professionals, and create opportunities for networking among women doctors within the WMI community, encourage leadership, career growth, and service to communities through medicine, foster peer support and collaboration among women in health. So it's going to be a point where all female medical scholars are going to meet and maybe discuss about what challenges they are going through, mentor each other, encourage each other. So if you are in the medical field and you'll be attending DBC, please look out in your program and see what time this will be happening, because different sessions will be happening at the same time concurrently. So just look at your program very well and see where you're going to. If you are interested in about attending the White Coats, so Women in White Coats, I mean, you can join this session. And as Phoebe has mentioned, you have to be very intentional. If you want to benefit from DBC, you need to be very intentional about attending these sessions. You need to know what interests you. There is no point of you going to an engineering course if you don't know engineering session, if you know nothing about engineering. So you can just look at the program, see where you're going, and then just make sure you attend your session and learn a lot from it. Ask questions. Network. That is the main point. Network. You'll be seeing each other after 3 years, or maybe not. Because this is 2026, and you are maybe in your final year. You may not attend another DBC again. So the only platform that you'll be using is the WMI WhatsApp group, or maybe not. You might not have a phone. So if you have an opportunity to network with people, network. A good example is Phoebe and I. Phoebe and I met during the second Dream Big conference in Uganda. We were sharing a room, and guess what? Phoebe and I have been best friends since 2018 to date, and we always enjoy this friendship, regardless of the distance. But we really communicate and talk about a lot of things, which really means a lot. You don't need to have friends only in Kenya. And as Isaac has also mentioned, and Isaac has also mentioned, just you never know. You might discuss something and then decide, let's do a project together, or let's do a publication together. And this is going to take you so far. In as much as it's going to have your name on it, just the fact that two scholars from WMI, it's also going to build WMI as an organization. So I'll talk about community service. Mala, please go back to the previous slide. Or is it Isaac? No, the community service. So we are all aware that community service is mandatory as part of our culture within WMI. And during DBC, we also ensure that this culture is carried forward. So during DBC, we'll have one day, or let's say one afternoon, where we are going to visit different sites to just give back to the community. It could be cleaning, it could be tree planting, it could be visiting the prisons, it could be correctional facility rehabilitation, depending on the community service that will accept to host us during that time. And of course, communication will be provided as we are finalized with the planning, but you'll choose which one. Will give you options of the sites that we have selected and what they do. So you as a person, you'll read through and see this aligns with what I'm doing, then you can agree to go to that site. So we'll have at least 10 sites or even more, and at least 20 scholars and staff who will be joining to visit these sites. And we are encouraged to be very active during this community service, because you never know the impact we give to the community and the motivation we give to this community, because their story may relate to your story. So make sure you are engaged as much as possible, and make sure in as much as you network, you also touch a life. Thank you very much. And now I'll hand over to Mala to proceed to the next session.
Yeah, so till now, guys, you have listened about everything that's going so fun and everything, right? But you might be feeling like there should be some hecticness and everything. Now we have like social event where all the hecticness goes away. So in the morning we'll have a yoga, we'll walk around the university, we'll walk around the area, even we go for the little bit walk away from the university, and we'll do lots of different kind of like yoga. Or if you are already in the yoga and doing yoga, at that time you can show your spark. And also we will be having an interfaith service that will happen on Sunday. So this is the service where all the religion will be presented and shared. Every religion we have in the world, we come under the same roof and we share about our religion. We make everyone to listen about our religion, the faith that they have brought us till date here now. So we will be having that one. And also you will be signed up as a leader for your religion and the faith, for like if you want to share something. That's the social event, and it's one of the most exciting event among all, and everything is one of the best on everyone, right? Then we'll have like alumni engagement. So there will be session with all the alumni attended to discuss how alumni can engage more with WMI, and what existing program they are involved, and what new program they can bring. As like Joyce, everyone says here, like WMI started from the scholar only, right? So similarly, as alumni, we can have like more program. If you have some program in your mind that you feel like WMI should have that program, so that we can have our border reach and everything, then at that moment, that's your chance to make that happen. So that's the WMI engagement. So now in the next slide, so I'll be it's all about the like bringing everything in the clothes. So we might have like, okay, I want to go to restroom, but like anywhere, right? I want to go to like, let's say, restroom, and hey friend, can you come me? And so we will have a communication kind of thing. So we'll be using every update from you start your journey from your home till you return back to your home by finishing the event. We'll be connected to the WhatsApp. It will be like kind of problem. We'll be also having a official DBC email. So during that time, it's your duty to check the email every time, to check the WhatsApp, like if there's any update that you should be aware, right? If there is an event that you sign up but you missed to join, so that will be here. And also we'll have Facebook page. where we'll share the photo, the selfie, the community highlight, and everything will be there. And this time we will have our dedicated platform to utilize the WMA everything. So currently your personalized schedule are being kind of in the planning process. So soon you will be receiving from your email. So if you have made DVC email or WMA email as unsubscribe, it's your time to subscribe back. Because if you miss an email, then you miss the main essence of WMI. It's called networking. So with this, looking forward to you. Back to Joyce.
Thank you, Mala. Are we also going to have a hashtag
Yeah,
where
we'll be
we're going
having.
to post our photos?
Yeah, we'll be having hashtag and we'll be having a dedicated photo posting site also. And if you have any other idea like to make WMI the conference even more engaging from the networking part, just shoot an email to any of us, or you can write it now or later on. Then we can integrate that too.
Thank you, Mala. And I'll hand it over to Isaac for the question and answer session. There's one question I asked Phoebe as we wait for the scholars. You can unmute and ask your question. It will be nice to interact. There's a question to Phoebe about this. I typed the fellowship nights, the cultural nights seem to be very interesting. What time will they be taking place, and are they optional or mandatory?
Okay, thank you for that question. So the fellowship nights participation is a kind of option, so you can choose to participate in your region, but we highly encourage you to participate. But attendance is mandatory, so it's part of the DBC sessions. So you can't opt out and say I want to go and sleep early because I'm not interested. So it's part of your DBC attendance, so that is very mandatory. They happen immediately after dinner. So dinner should be between 6 p.m. to about maybe 7:45 or somewhere there. So before the cultural nights happen, there will be another event that happens. But then that's the last thing that we do in the session is cultural nights before you get announcements for the next day. Thank you.
Over to you, Isaac.
Okay, thank you very much, Phoebe, Joyce, and Mala. I believe it's been an interesting session. We now want to take questions. I can see Precious posted this. There's a single group which was created, and we are also planning something that will also help in nature. Precious, are you able to enlighten us more on this singles group, which has been created? It's been shared on the WMI platform, but now is the chance for you to talk to us more about this singles group and what you intend doing in Kenya. So over to you, Precious. You can unmute, turn on your video, and let us know.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are getting me. All right. So we are planning to have an event that side that will be there's some how can I say it? There are some people who have started networking like into relationships within the group. So we are planning to hold an event for people in relationships. Yeah. That also it will help even in networking with different people from other countries. So once we are done, because I'm planning something with my friend, once we are done with everything, I want to organize the program. I will reach out to you. Yes, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so very much, Precious.
Can I add something, Isaac?
Sure, please do.
Sure. So Precious, please do get in touch with me as I'm leading networking events. So this is also to encourage cohesion. So instead of people having silos in events, So any events that you're planning for DBC in relation to networking, please get in touch with me, as I am leading that part of DBC. That just encourages, it's not to control your events, it's just to encourage cohesion so that people know what is happening at each given time. We do not want small groups being formed elsewhere without the knowledge of the organizing team, just so that there's a bit more, like I said, cohesion, and also we know where people are and what is happening, also for safeguarding issues as well. So please do get in touch with me as soon as your plan is finalized. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Phoebe. Any other question, you can either put up your hand or just turn on your video, turn on your mic and ask the question. All right, Theophilus, I can see your hand is up.
Okay, hello Isaac. Good afternoon from over here, and good afternoon, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm at work, so okay. Let me just try and come to the door. All right, so it's been a while, so I guess you can see me now. All right, so I just wanted to ask a question regarding sightseeing. I'm pretty sure that some persons who will be attending the DBC might be interested, maybe to stay back for a few days to maybe explore other parts of Kenya. I understand this is not part of the official preparation, and any of such activity taking place has to be at the cost of those persons. So is there like any plan maybe to find persons that might have such interest and maybe just help in coordinating such activity in the DBC? So that's just my question. Thank you.
Can we have either Phoebe or Joyce touch base on this, please?
Isaac, I did not understand the first part of the question. I did not hear the first part of the question.
Okay, so he wants to know sightseeing. He believes, in fact, we all do believe it's not part of the main agenda for us going to Kenya, Nairobi. But he wants to know, will there be a contact person for coordination, since it's not part of the main the BMI agenda in Nairobi, Kenya?
Okay, I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that. I'll pass it on to Joyce. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Theo. Yeah, as you've mentioned, it's not part of the plan. However, you can decide to stay longer than after DBC for you to sightsee. I'm sure when you were filling in the form, they were asking you how long you wanted to stay there. But we will only accommodate you until the conference period is over. And then after that, you can stay at your own cost. So if it's a flight ticket, maybe they booked a flight the day that you provided. So it's now you make your own initiative. If you have friends in Kenya, you can start contacting them. Like you've seen, networking is all about when you network with people, they're going to host you. I remember the last DBC we had scholars from Zambia and also Nigeria who teamed up, and after DBC was over, they booked a B&B and stayed for at least 3 or 4 days, and they really had fun. They went sightseeing and everything at their own cost, of course. So you can take this opportunity that now that WMI is bringing you to Kenya. You see, the biggest chunk of the cost goes to accommodation and flight. So if you've already been given flight, you can just save. You have at least 2 months or more to save a little bit and if you have a group of people, maybe if you're 10 of you, it will be cheaper. You can get a B&B for maybe $100 a night or maybe less, and then you can contribute and you can get a Kenyan host maybe to host you, and you can enjoy. It's always optional and it's always open. I hope I've answered you, Theo.
Yes, thank you, Joyce. I think that's truly much light like in the question. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so very much, Joyce. We are still taking questions. If you have any questions regarding the Matt Talk About Dream Big Conference in August, Nairobi, Kenya, please feel free to ask in the chat box. You can also unmute yourself on your video and ask your question. We are waiting for Joyce, please.
Okay, it's not a question, but it's something that I forgot to mention to have it in the program. So we have Educate Your Own. I'm so sure most people are not aware about Educate Your Own because it's been a little bit dormant. But you have Educate Your Own, which is a program that provides supplementary scholarships to students who are facing financial challenges or maybe at the verge of dropping out. For instance, WMI will provide you with tuition fee and accommodation fee. But now when it comes to your internship, these are some of the costs that come along as you study, which you're not told when you're starting to study, and you've not indicated this in your application. And WMI may be hesitant to provide you with additional costs to complete your studies. So Educate Your Own comes in at this point, where we provide educational scholarships, supplementary scholarships to students who are at the verge of dropping out of school. And during DBC, we'll be very active, talking to scholars about Educate Your Own and asking you to maybe give back or maybe just donate something towards the program. So be on the lookout. You can carry some few dollars. We need dollars. Carry some few dollars and donate to us so that we can be able to support at least 4 this year. Yeah, thank you, Isaac. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Joyce. We have Emmanuel. Emmanuel, please feel free and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Emmanuel Tete from Liberia, and I'm sorry that I'm not one of those that will be going, but I'm glad that I have many of my colleagues, or let me say 2 or 4 of my colleagues will be representing Liberia. But I'm interested. One of the presenters talked about fellowship cultural night. I don't know if I'm getting it right. So the question is almost like asking on behalf of my colleagues. Maybe during this event, I fellow from various countries expected maybe to bring cultural material because I heard that each country will be like displaying their own talent. So will fellow be allowed to bring traditional cultural material from, or let me say, cultural attire from the various countries during this event? I think the question is mostly for the beneficiary. Yeah.
I think Phoebe can take this question.
Okay. Thank you so much, Manu. So from what I heard, your voice was a little bit faint to me, but what I heard was you're asking whether people are allowed to bring cultural artifacts or cultural things to DBC. Yes, please. So with the cultural nights, there will be a guidance on the expectations of what to bring. So I'll answer this question in 2 parts. The first part will be specific to the cultural nights. So once the concept of how this will be done is shared, because it's awaiting approval, the things to bring or what your country can contribute towards your region's presentation will be communicated as well. So that's what I meant by please participate fully, because you'll be asked to do something, whether it's information supply, submit information to one person, or supply or ensuring that you prepare with the cultural artifacts or whatever cultural representation you want to bring. So that will be communicated fully in the coming weeks once the concept is approved and the plan is good to go. So please do not worry, you shall be informed of what you can contribute. And then the second part is that I know Carol Wells usually has what we call, she asks, it's not mandatory, it's optional, where she asks scholars to bring in anything that they can contribute towards the fundraising, which are items that can be auctioned off. So most people will bring things that represent their countries. I saw people bring in just the Ankara materials. Others will bring different artifacts that have a significant representation from their country. So even that will be communicated. So those items, when we collect them and she carries them to the US, she uploads them on the WMI site. And then as part of fundraising, those things are auctioned off. And money is raised also to support more scholars. So I hope I've answered your question. I just put a bonus answer as well. Thank you. Isaac, there was also a question, I think, which was skipped by Dale. He's talking about, he's an MBBS finalist student. I expect more knowledge on travel stipends, as some of us have not yet received travel stipends. So I think he wants clarification on that.
Okay, Joyce, are you able to
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
the question on travel stipend?
That is a
Dr.
technical question.
So,
someone is unmuted. So Liz is working on sending the stipends. So if you've not received, just kindly be patient because she's going. As the list goes, she has at least 200 people or more to send stipends to, and it's gonna take a little more time. So just be patient. You're going to get it. But by the end of this month, if you haven't received, please send an email to the DBC email account, and then Liz will be able to respond to you immediately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. There's a question from Sharon, and she wants to know if there's going to be a mental health session. Yes. So as part of the morning sessions you are going to have, there's going to be a topic on mental health. So be on the lookout. If you are interested, you can sign up for the mental health session, then you join. We have one doctor who's going to talk to us about some topics related to mental health. So yes, we are going to have a session on mental health. By the way, this month is Men's Mental Health Month. So please say hi to any man. Just check up on the men within your circle. Say some encouraging words to all the men within your circle. And happy Men's Mental Health Month to all the men on the call. We are still waiting for questions. We have some few minutes, about 8 minutes to go. If you still have a question, want to clear any doubt regarding DreamBig Conference 2026, please do not hesitate to ask us. That is why we organized this session. You can either use the chat box or unmute yourself and ask your question. We are still waiting for your questions. We really appreciate your questions too. Okay, there's a question.
A question maybe to Mala. Are we allowed to highlight or spotlight ourselves in our personal LinkedIn accounts to say, I've attended DBC, blah, blah, blah?
Oh yeah, for that we will be sending out the badges that you can utilize in your LinkedIn to highlight that you are coming, and then also you are attending and you also attended kind of thing. So we'll be sharing that everything. So that's why check your email and check your WhatsApp group. The ones you'll be added to the WhatsApp group. So we'll be sharing everything from that on. But if you have an idea like this should be the design should be like this, then feel free to email me back. So then we can like make it more better version based on your suggestion.
Okay, thank you very much, Mala. There's another question, and this is from Sierra Leone. He wants to know whether the BMI will be sponsoring graduate scholars to attend the DBC. Joyce, can you please have a bite on this question for us, please?
It's a very good question. So DBC, we really encourage to host scholars. So those who are not able to provide for their own, let's say they're not able to provide for themselves. So these are scholars. We believe that since we are paying the academics, they may not be able to provide their own fares to DBC. So first priority is given to scholars. And then in an event that an opportunity comes up, and there's we hope that most graduate scholars are employed from the statistics we've obtained during the every year graduate scholars survey. So we are aware that most of the graduate scholars or the alumni are employed, hence they can afford their own transportation. But if they make their way to DBC, we provide accommodation and meals. So they can just sponsor their travel costs to Nairobi, and then we'll provide accommodation and meals. Back to you, Isaac.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe the question has been answered. We still have roughly 5 minutes to end today's session. If you still have some questions, do not hesitate to ask in the chat box, so you can just unmute yourself and ask your question. We are still waiting for your questions. So yes, keep them coming. Yeah. This year's DBC promises to be very, very exciting. I can't wait to see you all there. Yeah, we're going to have fun. The cultural night promises to be amazing. Okay, Jess, please come in.
A question, Isaac. Are we music? How are we going to entertain ourselves?
Okay, so music. I love music myself, and trust me, your nights are going to be fun-filled. Last 2 years was awesome. We had all genre of music, and very soon you send the link around. If you have any music you want us to play during the night, you can just send a reply via that particular link. Just tell us the name of the music and send us a link if you do have. Other than that, you go online, just go and download the music. So we are going to have a very interesting playlist for our nights, and trust me, I'm going to be your number one DJ for all the nights you are going to spend in Nairobi, Kenya. So don't worry, when it comes to music, I'll give you the best music you can ever dream of. So very soon you send around the link if you have any interesting song, any interesting music you want us to play there. Just drop it in the link and you download. And once you come to Nairobi, Kenya, you are going to enjoy yourself. So for your music, your playlist are sorted out. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just very interesting. I hope Amapiano is gonna be in the playlist. Yeah.
Of course, absolutely, definitely. This year's music night will be awesome. There's I don't know whether it's a question or it's a question. So Precious wants to know, can you also prepare something for Tom and Carol on their anniversary, since their anniversary is celebrated at the DVC, like a special gift to them? Should I take this question, or Mala would want to throw more light on this?
Yeah, like I'll just say, and you can continue like add on to that one. So yeah, definitely you can do. And as you know, like we all are here because of them only. So if there's anything that you can do from your side as a gesture of love, gesture of honor, gesture of respect, that's totally doable. And we encourage everyone, even myself and everyone, we encourage because we know like giving back to society, giving back to the one those supported to us till now is the one of the good gesture. And having this kind of thought on you, I appreciate that one. And you can add that, Isaac.
Sure, I think you've said it all. We encourage as many that can to bring items, artifacts to gift to both Tom and Carol. And like you rightly said, we usually celebrate the anniversary there. Last 2 years, we did some cake cutting, and it was an amazing night. We took a lot of pictures with them. So please, once you are coming, get some items for them. I think last 3 years, the Ghana team, we presented some beats artifacts to Tom and Carol. So please, we encourage us all to bring some sort of a gift from your country to them. And one thing I've realized or I've noticed about them is they really appreciate the gifts we give them once we come there. So please, we are all encouraged to bring some gifts to show our appreciation to them. Yeah. Don't forget, you can also bring some gifts to your original coordinators. I mean, we are going to get to see you in person, and you're also encouraged to bring some gifts to your original coordinator.
Maybe just
Okay,
a
yeah, so
disclaimer. One final, maybe just a disclaimer, just be safe. Ebola is real. And we know there's an outbreak. And we hope that by the time DBC is starting, we'll not have the Ebola cases. It will not be a problem, a national, as in an international problem anymore. Just be safe and take care of yourselves.
okay, we are on top of the hour, 2 p.m. In Ghana, 3 p.m. in Nigeria, is somewhere 5 p.m. in Nairobi, Kenya, as well as Uganda and Nepal. I'm not quite sure, but it's quite late or early over there. We want to, okay, there's another question in the chat box. May I inquire whether the conference agenda program schedule will be shared prior to stated date of the conference? So what we usually do is everybody is going to have an individualized schedule. So once we report, everybody will be given his or her individualized schedule. However, you'll be sent a mail of your personalized schedule. But once we get to the conference grounds, you are going to get a hard copy of your personalized schedule, and the schedule would have all the sessions per day, the community activity you are supposed to partake in, and everything you'll be doing in Nairobi, Kenya as part of the conference. You're going to have a hard copy of your personalized schedule from day one to the last day you depart from the conference grounds. I don't know if Phoebe wants to add anything else.
No, you've said everything. Thank you.
Okay. So over to you, Joyce.
I think we have covered everything, and I want to thank you all for joining. I'll just hand it over to Phoebe to give it a give us a closing remarks, and then call it a day.
Thank you, everyone. So a special thank you to everyone who joined from beginning to the end. We are so excited to see you in Nairobi. Plans are underway in terms of the activities. So as if you noticed, we're not being specific on topics that are being covered. It's because we're still planning. We are very intentional in things that in the way that we plan the BC, because we want you to have an experience out of this world. We want you to remember it when you go home. If it's your first time, we want that lasting effect. So please be patient. The topics, just to add on to what everyone else has said, the topics are not thrust on you. They're not forced on you. There'll be an email sent out for you to sign up for the topics that you want to join for each particular thing that you want to participate in, hence the personalized schedules like Dr. Isaac was talking about. But we want to thank you so much for joining us in this session. We really did enjoy having you on the session, your questions. And if you have further questions, I don't know if Mala can also put in the chat the email to send to, the DBC email. If you have questions on your stipends, any other pending questions that we haven't answered that can be answered there. Before we create the WhatsApp group for DBC, any DBC related questions should go to that email, and then you'll be directed to the WhatsApp group once it's created, if you have further questions. And as usual, as RCs, we remain your contact persons in your various regions if you still want more support, one-on-one support on the DBC and any other thing. Mala has put the email in the chat, so that email is specific to DBC. If you send an email, a DBC related question to info@WMI, you might not be responded to in time because that's flooded with other scholarship related questions. So the person who the administrator of that email might not respond to your DBC related question if it's at info@email or if it's at the info email or the scholar email, that you might not get your answer as quickly as possible. But if it's very DBC related, please do send it to that email. On behalf of my fellow RCs, we want to once again thank you and bring the session to a close. Any further question, as I said, redirect that to that email. But we're also in the WhatsApp group. So if you have more questions, you can reach out personally to myself, Dr. Isaac, Joyce, and Mala, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction of who can handle your question. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your afternoon and your evening. We'll see you soon. Hopefully not just in Nairobi, but we'll see you soon as well. Have a good afternoon and evening.
Thanks, Phoebe. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye, everyone.